Welcome back to Afri Facts, the channel where we explore Africa's history, culture, and heroes in ways you've never heard before. Now, let me ask you a question. What book do you think every passionate African must read at least once in their lifetime? Some might say Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. Others might say Steve Biko's I Write What I Like. But today, we're diving into one of the most powerful autobiographies ever written, Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom. This isn't just a book, it's a story of hope, pain, resilience, and triumph. And if you care about Africa's past, present, and future, you need to read it. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful reasons why every passionate African should read Long Walk to Freedom. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why this book is more than history. It's a guide for life. Reason 1, it shows the power of humble beginnings. Nelson Mandela was not born in wealth. He was not born into power. He was born in 1918 in the small village of Mvezo in rural South Africa. As a boy, he herded cattle, wore simple clothes, and grew up learning the traditions of the Xhosa people. To many, his life looked ordinary, even insignificant. But here's the lesson. Greatness does not come from where you start. It comes from how far you're willing to go. Think about it. How many young Africans today feel trapped by their circumstances? Maybe you feel like your village, your neighborhood, or even your financial situation limits you. Mandela's story says otherwise. He took his humble start and turned it into the foundation for a global movement. He reminds us that no African is too small, too poor, or too forgotten to rise and make history. So the first reason you should read this book is simple. It will inspire you to believe that your beginnings do not define your destiny. Reason 2, it explains the reality of struggle and sacrifice. Let's be honest, we live in a world where many want quick success, quick wealth, and quick recognition. But Mandela's life shows us that true freedom comes with a price. In Long Walk to Freedom, you'll see how Mandela left behind his family, his career, and even his safety to fight for equality. And when he was arrested, he didn't spend 5 years or 10 years, but 27 long years in prison. Think about that for a moment. 27 years of his life. Gone. Taken away. But did he break? Did he surrender? No. He used those years to strengthen his character, deepen his vision, and prepare for leadership. As Africans, we often face challenges, corruption, poverty, injustice. And sometimes it feels easier to give up. But Mandela teaches us that real change is born through endurance. Reading his story forces you to ask yourself, am I willing to sacrifice something for the future of my people? Reason 3, it shows the importance of leadership, rooted in unity. Here's something powerful. When Mandela was finally released in 1990, after nearly 3 decades in prison, he could have chosen revenge. He could have said, now it's time for payback. He could have fueled hatred, but instead, he chose forgiveness and reconciliation. Why? Because he understood that divided nations cannot move forward. In the book, Mandela explains how he worked tirelessly to bring together Black South Africans, white South Africans, and everyone in between. He believed that leadership isn't about destroying enemies, it's about building bridges. And this is something we need today. Across Africa, tribalism, political rivalries, and religious divisions keep tearing us apart. But Mandela's leadership reminds us, true power lies in unity. Reading this book will challenge you to think differently about leadership. It will make you ask, am I a divider or am I a unifier? Reason 4, it connects you to Africa's bigger story of liberation. Now here's something that might surprise you. Long Walk to Freedom isn't just about South Africa. When you read it, you realize Mandela's struggle is connected to the wider story of African liberation. The independence of Ghana in 1957, the wars for freedom in Mozambique, Angola, and Zimbabwe, the courage of leaders like Patrice Lumumba, Julius Nyerere, and Kwame Nkrumah. Mandela's story shows that Africa's struggles are not isolated, they are deeply connected. Our pain, our victories, our dreams, they are shared. And as passionate Africans, this book helps us understand that we are part of one large story, the story of Africa's fight for dignity. It makes you proud, but it also reminds you that the fight is not over. Reason 5. It inspires a new vision for the future. Finally, Mandela doesn't just talk about breaking chains. He talks about building a nation. He says freedom is not just the absence of oppression, but the presence of justice, equality, and opportunity for all. For young Africans, for activists, for leaders, this is a wake-up call. What good is independence if we are still enslaved by corruption, greed, or inequality? Reading Long Walk to Freedom pushes you to dream of a different Africa, an Africa where unity is stronger than division, where leadership is about service, not power, where freedom means dignity for every man, woman, and child. And the most powerful part? Mandela tells us that future is possible. But it starts with us. Conclusion. So there you have it. 5 powerful reasons why every passionate African should read Long Walk to Freedom. Because it shows us the power of humble beginnings. Because it explains the reality of struggle and sacrifice. Because it reminds us of leadership rooted in unity. Because it connects us to Africa's bigger liberation story. And because it inspires us to build a better future. This book is not just Mandela's story. It is our story, the African story. And if you haven't read it yet, now is the time. And if you have read it before, read it again. Because every time you open those pages, you find new lessons for today and new hope for tomorrow. Thank you for watching Afri Facts, the channel where Africa speaks for itself. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a fellow African who needs some inspiration today. Until next time, remember Mandela's words, I never lose. I either win or learn. Stay proud, stay strong, stay African.